Hello and welcome back to Journey with Rebecca. My name is Rebecca and it's garlic scape and garlic season again. So I'm back in the garden and I'm going to harvest the rest of my garlic scapes. I've already picked a ton of them. I've shared some with neighbors and the rest of them I have in a baggie in my fridge. I didn't pick all of them when I was picking most of them because they didn't look quite big enough yet. They were still pretty small. They were just coming out. So I wanted to give them another week. It's been a week since then. There's still a lot to harvest. So I'm going to harvest them, bring them inside and throw them in the dehydrator. And this year I'm making garlic salt. Last year I made garlic powder out of my garlic scapes. This year I'm going to make garlic salt, and I'm really looking forward to it because I ran out of the garlic powder that I made a long time ago and it was so good. So I'm happy to have scapes again so I can make garlic powder. So I guess I should give a little bit of background in case you don't know what an actual garlic scape is. So a garlic scape this is hardneck garlic. Hardneck garlic has like a thick stem in it. It's not the kind that you can braid, not like softneck. But they grow flowers every year, which are scapes. So inside here is where an actual flower would grow. We want to harvest this before the flower starts to grow because if we don't, the garlic is going to take all of its energy and put it into growing the actual flower instead of growing the bulb of the garlic, which is what we actually want it to do. So that's why we're harvesting all of these. We don't want these to actually flower, and these are great to use for cooking, for garnishes, like I said, making garlic powder or garlic salt. So many uses for these. They're beautiful. I've seen these used in flower arrangements before. And they smell absolutely delicious. I'm really fortunate that this garlic decided to even grow in my garden because I never got around to planting it like I wanted to and planned on in the fall. And I'm going to have a great harvest again this year, which again, I'm super happy about. I did plant some just like as a Hail Mary in like deep into the winter where the ground was basically frozen, and some of it did come up luckily, but I'm just very fortunate to have this crop of garlic in the back garden. We've been doing a ton of work in the back garden here, so much work and so many hours have gone into it. And in the process, we had garlic that was going to get trampled by machinery. So I tried to move it and replant it and it just wasn't going to work. So I actually picked it all and I've had it just drying out back at my potting shed. And what I'll do is, it's probably been drying for a couple weeks, which is how long you want to dry it. What I'll do is I'll use this for my plantings in the fall when I hopefully do get around to planting garlic this year. So I will just save all these. I'll keep these in a paper bag, and then in the fall when I'm ready to plant I can use these so they won't totally go to waste. So I have all my scapes from what I just picked now and the ones that I have earlier, and honestly I feel like I have way more than I did last year. So the next step that I'm going to do is just get them all rinsed off, get any debris or anything off of them, and then place them on a dish mat and just let them sit with a towel over them for a little bit because I want them to dry. I don't want them to be soaking wet when I put them in the dehydrator. So once they sit for a while, then I can get them in the dehydrator and get them ready to make garlic powder or salt. Probably both because I think I have enough for both this year. I probably let these sit for about an hour, hour and a half, and then just patted them dry again once I was ready to put them in the dehydrator. And then I just simply loaded up all the trays and put them in the dehydrator. I did put it on the lowest setting, and typically I will have my husband turn it off before he goes to bed. He goes to bed much later than me. And he did that, and this morning I was surprised when I woke up and they still were not done. So they are going to go in for a little bit longer, and I did turn the heat up a little bit just to 115 because I want them to be really crispy and totally dry. All right, I believe I recorded the first part of this video on Sunday. It's Friday now. That's the one thing that I love about drying things in the dehydrator is that if you don't have time to deal with them, you can just set them aside, which is what I've done with all of these garlic scapes. So they're dry now and they're ready for me to make into whatever you want to make if you're doing this. I'm going to make a garlic salt this time. Actually, like I said, I'm going to do garlic salt and a garlic powder. I'm not really sure. It depends on how much I actually get out of this. So I'm just going to throw this into my little mixer, zhuzh it all up, and then see how much I have left. You don't need anything fancy to do this. I'm using my old KitchenAid mixer that I've literally had for like, I don't know, 20 years. I made all my kids' baby food with it. It's never let me down. So just use whatever you have at home. It doesn't matter. You don't need some big fancy blender. Okay, once you're done mixing up all of your garlic scapes, let me show you what it's going to actually look like. So you can see there are some like bigger bits in there. I'm totally okay with that. If you're not okay with that and you want it to be like the store-bought version where it's completely ground and fine, I suppose you could like put this through a sieve and get out the bigger pieces and grind them again, or just completely leave them out. It's up to you, but I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's just going into wherever I'm cooking. I don't think it's a big deal. So if you're making garlic powder, that's it. Congratulations, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. It's garlic powder now. If you're making garlic salt, the only thing you need to do is add salt to it. I'm not going to add a lot of salt to mine because I do like to have control over the salt that is going into the dishes that I'm preparing. Also, look what I got today at the thrift store. Tell me how cute these little jars are. They're adorable. Are they really practical for putting spices in because they're not that big? No, but they're cute. And I got a lot of them for $4.99 and I just couldn't pass them up. They're cute. What can I say? So I am going to I'm going to store some of my garlic powder and garlic salt into this, which I do think I have enough for both. So I just need to get a funnel so I don't make a huge mess. All right, so my first jar here is just going to be my garlic powder. Not gonna take long to fill because of that cute little baby jar, but I can't get over how cute it is and I love it. There, done. Garlic powder, homemade, from my very own garden. Now I'm gonna do garlic salt and hold on. All right, so I've never made garlic salt before, and so since I do have those little itty bitty jars, I don't want to just put the powder in there and then add salt to it because I think my measurements would just be off. So I'm trying right now, without spilling unsuccessfully, to do is take the rest of my garlic powder that I have from here and I've put it in here. So what I have left is half a cup, which is perfect. I'm really happy with that because I definitely don't feel that I got nearly as much as when I just made my garlic powder last year. What I do with all my scapes, I must have just given them all away. So I'm just going to take regular table salt and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt to my garlic powder. I'm just going to put it right in my cup here. So there, 1 teaspoon to half a cup of the garlic powder. Now I'm going to mix it and we have garlic salt. It's really super easy. If you want to add more salt, you can. If you want to add less salt, you can. If you don't want to add any at all, that's fine too. You're just making garlic powder then. It's really completely up to you. And the more I think of it, the more I think like I probably really should be putting this into a bigger container. So for now, I just have this little one of garlic powder, the garlic salt. Let me see what else I have around here that I can add it to. I found this little jar. I broke the top off of it, unfortunately. So this does not have a top, but I think it'll be perfect for the amount that I have. And then I'll just put like, I don't know, maybe a piece of foil or something on top of it. There we go, perfect. Now I have my garlic salt all in one jar. So the only thing I really need to do now is label this because I just opened up my spice cupboard and I found this and I was like, wait a minute, I thought I used all of my garlic powder from last year, which I totally did. This is not garlic powder. This is actually celery salt that I made. And I only knew that because I smelled it and it smelled like celery. So I need to get labels on these because I probably will forget or get confused like I just did about what I actually have. But how cute are these? Garlic powder, garlic salt from the garlic scapes out of my garden. Put them to good use, and I still have some left over that I can garnish dishes with and cook with, and it was just quick, easy, fun thing to do. Yes, I could go buy garlic powder and garlic salt from the grocery store, but this is way more fun and rewarding if you like doing things like this, which I definitely do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you soon. This is typically what my sink looks like when I'm making a video. I throw everything that does not belong or I haven't had time to take care of yet right in the sink. It's all an illusion. I don't have my shit together whatsoever.